Immigration is a hot-button issue these days, but in Maine, it's nothing new. People from away have been joining the native Wabanaki peoples here for at least 400 years. A new exhibition of photos and artifacts at the Maine Historical Society, co-curated by Reza Jalali and Tilly Lasky, looks to highlight contributions to the Pine Tree State by people like Sarah Yanobsky, a Jewish immigrant from Ukraine. She raised 3 sons and ran a clothing store in Calais after her husband Joseph died. Yanobsky eventually founded a synagogue named for her late husband and demanded her suppliers from New York come to Calais to sign contracts in order to have a minyan for services at the synagogue. Anthony Petropolis came to the U.S. from Greece. While visiting Lewiston, he decided to stay. He became a police officer and served in the force for 30 years. Toy Len and Dogan Goom were from China. They ran a laundry at Woodford's Corner in Portland from the 1920s through the 1940s. Dogan served in the U.S. Army during World War I. Toy Len raised 8 children after Dogan died in 1941, sending them all to college. She was named United States Mother of the Year in 1952.
The arrival of the Iraqis, Syrians, the Sudanese, Somalis is really a natural continuation of something that began 400 years ago. And with the fact that Maine is a grain state, it's an aging state, that the contribution which these communities will be making in years to come would really determine whether this state would survive.
William Widgery Thomas was the first commissioner of immigration under Joshua Chamberlain, and he wrote the exact same things were happening then. And he was noticing that the population was aging, they didn't have enough young people, they didn't have enough people to work in the mills or take jobs, and he was really worried about what was going to happen to the country and to Maine. And so he was very close to the people of Sweden, and he went and he recruited 50 people to come, and they settled New Sweden.
Khadijah Gould was a teenager when she arrived in Portland in 1994, fleeing clan violence in Somalia. She graduated from the University of Southern Maine social work program in 2004 and became a case manager at the Community Counseling Center a year later. Gould uses her own experiences as a refugee to help other New Mainers find their footings. Houria Majid was a nurse. She lived in Kabul, Afghanistan with her children and husband, a well-known artist. Then the Taliban proclaimed her husband's work un-Islamic and murdered him. She fled with her children, arriving in Maine in 2002. Since then, she's created a new life for herself and her 3 sons, becoming a chef and a much-in-demand caterer. Kim and Van Loo met as teenagers in their native Vietnam. Both their families came to the United States in the early 1990s. Kim settled in Des Moines and Van in Philadelphia, but they never lost touch. They eventually married, had children, and in 1999 started a successful floor finishing business in Portland. Since then, at least 6 more Vietnamese-American-owned flooring operations have opened in town.
We have, as a community, we have the choice of embracing the differences, honoring the differences, accepting them, and creating this inclusive community that all are accepted, regardless of their race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender, or we could really go backward and put one community against another one, and we all would lose.